Hello viewers, welcome back to Ohio Airgun Shooter. In this video, we're revisiting my Ruger P345 CO2 powered airsoft airgun. I have already previously reviewed and tested this Ruger P345 Airsoft airgun from Umarex. I will include a link to the video in the description below if you want to go back and look at that. And in that video, during the testing, when I was doing the velocity, the Ruger P345 does have a claimed velocity of up to 380 feet per second with 0.20 gram BBs and up to 430 feet per second with 0.12 gram BBs. However, did not achieve that day. The highest I got with the 0.20 gram BBs was 365 feet per second, and the highest with the 0.12 gram BBs was, let me go back, 406.4 feet per second. However, the Ruger P345 from Umarex did perform pretty good in the accuracy testing at a distance of 6 yards, which in my opinion would make it a pretty fun plinker. So in today's video, I'm just going to retest some 0.20 gram and 0.12 gram BBs and see maybe if we can get up to that velocity of 380 feet per second and the 430 feet per second with the 0.12 gram BBs. For those of you who do not know, this Ruger P345 from Umarex is just an all plastic air gun. Very similar to, I mean, even mechanically, it's identical to, say, the Umarex brand XBG. I mean, mechanically, they're identical. Just, well, this one's 4.5 millimeter, and this one, of course, is 6 millimeter airsoft. And here in the US, it retails for approximately $40. I believe I paid $39.99 US for it. It doesn't have a lot of features. Again, it's just all plastic. It does have fiber optic sights front and back. There's no moving parts. The only safety is right here. It's very similar to the many other brands of air guns that I have that are made by Umarex. I believe these made in Taiwan. I believe so. But yeah, I mean, the Ruger P345 from Umarex. So I'm going to load up with some CO2. We're going to test it out. See if we can get up to those velocities today with the 0.20 and the 0.12 gram BBs. And I also want to try some heavier. I want to see if it shoots the I get these 0.30 gram aluminum BBs and these 0.90 gram zinc plated steel BBs. These are 6 millimeter as well. So I just want to see if it will shoot those at all and how well. So I'm going to load it up with some CO2. To load these, you got to eject the magazine and then slide it back. Very similar to the XBG and I think it's the XCP and several other air guns that are made like this. So I'm going to get loaded up with CO2. We'll be using Umarex brand CO2 cartridges with a drop of Crosspin pellet oil on the tip. So let me get these loaded up and we'll move over to the table where I do the velocity testing and we'll see what kind of velocities we get today. Alright, first up for the velocity, I'm using these Colt brand 0.20 gram BBs. In the Ruger P345 from Umarex, I have 2 magazines, each loaded up with 12 BBs. I'm going to do pretty much, well, two magazines of each, the 0.20, and then I'll switch to the 0.12 gram BBs. I'm going to do everything off the same CO2 cartridge with the plastic BBs, and then I'll switch out cartridges, and then I'll do the same with the aluminum and steel BBs. So you can see there my chronograph is set up to feet per second. I'm about 2.5 feet away from the chronograph. So hopefully I'll get some good readings. I do have a 12 gram CO2 cartridge from Umarex already installed and pierced. Safety is off. Indoor temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Matter of fact, my furnace is getting ready to kick on. We have below normal temperatures this weekend, pretty much the last week in Northeast Ohio. So furnaces are still kicking on. Anyhow, all right. First shot, 0.20 gram BBs out of the Ruger P345 from Umarex. These are 6mm airsoft. Claim velocity of up to 380 feet per second with the 0.20 gram BBs. The highest I got in the initial test was 365 feet per second. First shot. .346.8. 357.0. 353.3. So still below the 380. 346.3. 348.3. 345.2. 346.1. 349.4. 345.7. 349.6. 345.7. 344.7. That was the last shot. So again, nowhere near the 380 feet per second. I'm going to wait a few minutes, let the CO2 warm up, and we'll try the second magazine. Alright, on to the second magazine. Again, 12 rounds. Same CO2 cartridge out of the Ruger P345 from Umarex. Alright, so this will be shot number 13. 356.1. 359.7. 359.9. 360. No. 356.0. 359.7. 362.5. That's the highest yet. 357.5. 354.8. 354.9. Pretty consistent. 357.1. 354.8. That was the last shot. So everything in the 350s and a couple 360s there. 30, you know, just what, 30, 28 feet per second below the 380. So not bad. I mean, it is only 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Maybe on an 80 degree day, that's Fahrenheit, outside or something, yeah, maybe those velocities will climb. So let me give this a few minutes to warm up. We just go ahead and use the same CO2 cartridge and try the 0.12 gram BBs. Alright, next up with the Ruger P345 from Umarex. Walther brand 0.12 gram BBs. Same CO2 cartridge. I have allowed about a 15-minute warm up, so it is at room temperature again, which is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I also have the 0.12 gram BBs in each magazine, 12 rounds each. Same CO2 cartridge. Again, claim velocity with the 0.12 gram BBs is up to 430 feet per second. Alright, first shot. We'll see how close we can get to that today. 439.9, so not bad. So we've exceeded the stated velocity. 435.5. 431.0, dropping a bit now. 435.5, back up a bit. 433.8. So it's right on with the 0.12 gram BBs today. Just 430.1. It's just funny how, you know, the first initial shooting, we didn't get nowhere near it. I mean, I think 406 was the highest. Now we're achieving it. 428.8, dropped a bit, but still right there. 436.8, back up. 432.5. 432.2. 429.5. 425.7. So we're dropped now below that. 430, but still close. That was the last shot. So not bad. Finally achieved the stated velocity, which again, I said, it's kind of funny. You know, with an initial test, you don't get nowhere near it. Second round, yeah, we nailed it, and we went above the claimed velocity. So just interesting little facts there, you know, when you're doing testing, you know, how much it can change from one test to the next. So, well, let me tell you what. We'll load up the second magazine. We'll just not allow a warm-up, and we'll just see how these 12 do. All right. 416.0. 426.0. 429.1. 424.4. 420.6. They must you know, must have found the sweet spot for the CO2 cartridge. 421.5. 426.1. 422.9. 423.5. 419.0. 418.8. 417.7. That was the last shot. So still pretty good numbers there. That's fourth magazine. So we're looking at what? 12, 24, and then another 12, what? 36, what? 48 shots there on the same CO2 cartridge with 0.20 gram BBs and 0.12 gram BBs. And we did achieve the 430 feet per second with the 0.12 gram BBs off the same CO2 cartridge. So one thing this thing does do is get a very good shot count off of one CO2 cartridge. So not bad, again, for 40 bucks US. All right, I'm going to move on to the 0.30 gram aluminum BBs and the 0.90 gram steel BBs, both 6mm. I have some warm water here. Temperature is currently 139 degrees Fahrenheit. I have 2 CO2 cartridges in there. Let's just see if we can get max velocity with the 0.30 gram aluminum BBs first. I'm going to load these up. I'm going to pull them out, let them cool just a tad, and then I'll install it in the Ruger P345 from Umarex, and we'll see how fast we can get those aluminum BBs to go. Alright, I installed the CO2 cartridge. Looks like the temperature is dropping. I just have this thermometer installed in the magazine compartment, and it's right around 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll just see what we have here, velocity wise, with the aluminum. All right, 30 gram aluminum BBs, 12 each. I'm gonna do 2 magazines off this CO2 cartridge, and then we'll switch the .90 gram steel BBs. I'll switch out CO2 cartridges, put a fresh one, and then we'll do the same thing. All right, first shot, aluminum BBs. That's if these will shoot and not jam up. 307.7. Did not read, but it did shoot. 319.6. 312.0. 312.5. 320.9. 322.5. 322.3. 328.9. Not bad for 30 gram. 327.8. 327.2. It's pretty consistent numbers. 303.91. That's a pretty good drop though. That was the last shot. All right, try one more magazine. No warm up. All right. Aluminum BBs, 30 gram. 323.7. 325.4. 319.3. 323.1. 327.0. 327.1. 311.5, bit of a drop there. 323.0. These BBs must have different weights. 319.8. I mean, I weighed a few of them, and they do vary, but not by much. 323.1. 322.9. Pretty consistent numbers. 318.5. That was the last shot. So, not bad with the aluminum BBs. Tell you what, I'm going to, again, like I mentioned, I'm going to swap out CO2 cartridges, put the fresh warm one in. Let's see what the temperature is on the water here. What we got here? We are at 129 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll install that. We'll check the temperature inside the magazine well, and then we'll try the steel BBs. Stand by. All right, I'm getting ready to install the Umarex brand CO2 cartridge, a fresh one. Current water temperature is 121 degrees Fahrenheit. Pulling it out now. Gonna wipe it off and then install it. I will put a drop of Crossman Pel gun oil on the tip. And I can get a temperature like this with my hand. We are at, it's going up, climbing. You can see it climbing. So I'm going to install it now. All right. Piercing. All right, we're pierced. Now if I install this inside the magazine well, I'll probably just get the ambient temperature, but you can see, you know, we're at least 71. It's kind of dropping, but during the initial piercing, so but the cartridge itself is still warm. All right, just jump right into the shooting with the 0.90 gram steel BBs. They're zinc plated. Again, 12 in each magazine. Hopefully these will shoot and not jam up. All right, first shot. All right, here we go. 218.5. 211.7. 216.3. 218.2. 216.3. 218.2. 217.5. Can hear them hitting pretty hard down there. I just got a cardboard box set up with some plastic shopping bags inside, and it's hitting it pretty hard. It actually knocked it back a little bit. 220.3, steadily climbing. 217.7, bit of a drop. 215.4. 221.8. 217.0. That was the last shot. All right, magazine swap. No warm up. 201.0. 216.9. 219.9. 223.0. 221.3. 222.8. 220.9. 220.6. 221.0. 218.8. 223.3, or 2 rather. 221.1. That was the last shot. So significantly lower than the 0.30 gram. Again, 0.90 gram. Pretty heavy, but shot every one of them, not one jam. And again, it was hitting that box down there that I got set up with some authority, so not bad. Let's see. Tell you what, let me set up a couple tin cans and see if you can get any penetration with the steel BBs with that low velocity. Stand by, I'll be back. All right, I loaded up each magazine with the max 15 rounds of the 0.90 gram zinc plated steel BBs with the Ruger P345 Airsoft from Umarex. I have a few cans set up down there. I have an aluminum can on the bottom, and then I have a tin tuna can to the left, and then a steel air freshener aerosol can to the right. I'm going to start with that aerosol can. I have allowed the Ruger to warm up a bit, so with the max velocity, I'm going to try to punch a hole in that. You may get a little reaction because there's a little bit left in there, and then I'll move to the tuna can, and then we'll go to the aluminum can. So I don't know how bad these will ricochet, but we'll see. All right, aerosol can to the right. I just came back. Ricocheting a bit. All right, go to a tin can. They're all bouncing back. That's why I wear glasses. Safety glasses. Yeah, it's probably a bad idea. That's it. All right. Do the aluminum, or we'll do some more of the tuna can, and then we'll do the aluminum can. I think I'm using CO2. Let's try the aluminum can. Back to the tuna. Aerosol. Those are coming back pretty good. Alright, I'm out. So, I got some BBs to clean up and fine. That's what magnets are for. But not enough velocity or energy to penetrate the harder cans. I'm gonna go take a closer look at those. Stand by a second here. Alright, I zoomed out. Yeah, a lot of those were coming back at me. But I mean, it's a pretty good dents, but nothing penetrated. I mean, maybe with a fresher CO2. Pretty good dents on this, nothing penetrated. These did pretty good. I think some over these that bounced back, they were hitting I got that steel hook in there, so some of those will probably come back, but enough to penetrate aluminum. This is at 6 yards, but yeah, nothing penetrated I mean, pretty good dents. I mean, some of those I hit pretty high on this, so it definitely wasn't gonna punch for that, but maybe my aim was lower, maybe a little too high. Get into the softer right here, but still got to penetrate that with something yet. And then the tin tuna can, just some dents. No penetration with the steel on the inside. You can see the imprints, but yeah, quite a few of those bounced back, so I got some BBs to find. But we'll go back to the review table and just kind of go over the results. Well, this concludes a second round of tests with the Ruger P345 Airsoft from Umarex. Velocities this second time around with both 0.20 gram BBs and 0.12 gram BBs was definitely higher. Still with the 0.20 gram BBs, we did not reach the 380 feet per second. We were about 20 feet per second shy of that. However, with the 0.12 gram BBs, we did achieve the 430 feet per second. We actually went over that. So, not bad. Tried some heavier BBs, the aluminum 0.30 gram and the 0.90 gram steel BBs. You can see what the velocities were. They were definitely a lot slower with the steel BBs, being that they are much heavier. Penetration wise, didn't get any penetration on the tin or steel can. However, we did get penetration on the softer aluminum can with the lower velocities using the heavier steel BBs. But I mean, overall, this is a fun, great airsoft gun for under $40 US. I did purchase this from a company here in the US, evike.com. They do have a lot of good products. Shipping is very good. Everything's packaged well, and I have nothing but good things to say about them. All shooting today was done indoors, room temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Target shooting at the cans was at about 6.5 yards, closer to 6 yards, with my arms extended, with my elbows rested. But by plinking standards, sounded like I pretty much hit the cans every time. So if you're looking for a decent plinker, airsoft wise, that can shoot the metal BBs with no problems, it fed well, none of them got jammed. There is no adjustable hop up on this, so the BBs pretty much have just a, a clean entry into the barrel. On these type of air guns, when you do pull the trigger, this is in fire. There's no BBs, or matter of fact, I'll eject the magazine. No CO2. The barrel does protrude a bit. You can't really see it, but just like some of those other Umarex models, the ones that I just previously just showed you earlier in the video. But yeah, no feeding issues at all. Everything fed well. Everything shot well. Again, these are a bit heavier, so they were definitely a lot slower. I had a lot of ricochet, so just be aware of that. If you do try shooting those indoors, you will have them bouncing it back. I do have a bunch of them to find. My wife's probably going to be complaining, why are there BBs in my laundry basket? But that's what we do. We just kind of have fun with these things. Anyhow, thank you for watching. I could definitely recommend this gun if you could come across it. I mean, buy it. It's well worth. At least here, I would say it's worth the $40 here in the U.S. or below. Actually, I think I got a bit of a discount on it, so I might have paid a little less. But check them out. See if they're available where you live, wherever you are in this part of the world. That's why I do this, just to kind of enjoy my passion, enjoy my hobby, and share what I learn and what I discover with you. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.